Gypsy Rose? You want to move
Sorry,
on?
he just
Yeah?
he just took a sip of his drink, almost fell out of his chair, his headphones fell off, and then he's like pulling a hair out of his mouth.
I don't know what you're talking about. Gypsy
Rose.
I don't know anything. Alright, here's the thing. I don't know anything about it except for it was this movie.
Yeah, it was a series.
Series, whatever.
I had to explain Gypsy Rose to Haz because you've not seen the series, have you? Do you know about it? You've seen like clips of it, maybe?
I know
Yeah,
nothing
he wasn't
about
aware.
this.
Really?
You know, Israel-Palestine is basically that.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god. No. Has made a comparison between Gypsy Rose and Israel versus Palestine in the car earlier. He was like, "Oh my god, I'm so smart."
Fuck you. No, it's just, you know, the Gypsy Rose was a chick that was, since she was a baby, her mom has used her for charity and welfare and everything another. Where this lady manipulated her community and manipulated her neighborhood into giving her a house and giving her cars and money and charity to save her daughter.
It's called Munchausen syndrome by proxy.
Yeah, because she's
by making up illnesses and putting them onto someone else.
Yeah.
Oh, that
and
sounds
she
familiar.
She would give her a daughter like medications to make her sick.
Basically,
and keep her sick.
Gypsy Rose thought she was younger than she was. Like she was like 19 at the age of the shot. She thought she was 14. That she had her age changed. She went through surgeries that were unnecessary. She was wheelchair bound because of the medication she was forced to take. She thought she had cancer. All of this, like so much stuff. I don't know the exact details, but
And then ask yourself, at the age of 19, if you were like that your whole life and you can't get out, what do you do?
What she did was sneakily find an internet boyfriend who was also coincidentally a psycho, who came over.
That must have been hard to find.
Yeah.
Psycho internet boyfriend.
He came over.
Took her a while, I'm sure.
Murdered her mum to free her. But then he's like, I want to sexually assault your dead mum.
Yeah.
And she was like, no, please don't do that. Just sexually assault me instead. And so he did.
Right.
And then they were like found like a motel the next day and they both were sentenced. He's been sentenced to life. She got 10 years, served 8.
Yeah.
And now she's married and out and everybody's happy for her.
And she's married to another person and is out of prison. And yeah, everybody
And apparently the D is fire.
The D is fire. Yeah, that's what she that was her tweet.
She commented on one of her Instagram posts that the D is fire.
Yeah, about her husband. So she's living her best life, it seems like. But yeah. That's this. Did we just explain the whole thing? Were you updated on it at all, or?
I'm digesting it. Okay. Yeah, the part where the dead mother thing. Yeah, that kind of.
That's not the crux of the story, Mario.
It's just the way it went from I want to fuck your dead mom, but the woman goes, yeah, fuck me instead, and then that happens.
Not only was he a psycho, he was a necropsycho, so that's all it took.
Okay.
And and now she's out of prison, and a lot of people support her. A lot of people don't support her.
I think a lot of people do need to remember that a murder happened and someone died, no matter how abusive that person was, no matter how much of a grip she had on her daughter's life in a horrible way and how much she manipulated everyone. Someone did still die, and maybe, be a bit more sensitive, perhaps, but, whatever. No one's going to control the internet.
Yeah. And then I thought I was so smart because we were talking about a relative of yours that supported the Ukraine and Israel. The Ukraine and Israel. The Ukraine war.
Ukraine and Israel.
They supported Ukraine. They supported Ukraine and really passionately.
Yeah, but outwardly and followed stories of people very specifically.
And then you talk to them about Israel versus Palestine, and they're like, "Oh, well,
nothing.
There's it's bad on both sides, so I don't want to learn anything. I don't like that about it." And then I was just like, "Well, don't they also support Gypsy Rose like passionately?" I'm like, "So what's the difference between that and Israel and Palestine?" And that made me feel smart. Apparently, so
yeah. What was the comparison? It was like more detailed. It was like someone is abused their whole life, and then to get out of that, they murder the person that abused them.
Yeah.
And that's very similar to comparison to the situation Palestinians are in now.
Yeah.
Is your explanation of it?
Oh, did I sound pro-Israel? I'm not pro-Israel.
No.
Okay.
No.
No. I'm not very good at explaining.
You're
things.
supposed to sound neutral because you don't want to spark another debate.
Oh, I'm not neutral at all. Fucking Israel is
a
fucking dictatorship. Fucking horrible, fucking murderous country.
Yep.
That is getting support from all the big world nations.
But with Israel and also with Russia, you know, Russia had like a whole economic crash, and I just feel bad for the civilians in these two places because they're probably going through some horrific things as well, even though they're especially like social backlash.
I think it just makes me realize that Mario was way ahead of the game, and he's really smart because he's living in Australia, which seems to be neutral about a lot of things, and not that nobody's going out of their way to blow up fucking Sydney, are they? You know, it must suck to live in Europe or the Middle East or anything like that right now.
I think Australia follows a lot of America's example. If America gets something right, then we do it, and if they make a mistake, then we just avoid that. That's literally how Australia works.
I think Australia, right, like in a political sense, a geopolitical sense or whatever it is, they're in a very good, they have a lot of good allies, they have a lot of allies, and then the people that they're not allies with, it's like, it doesn't make much sense for the people that they're not allies with to attack them or anything like that because they're fucking a million miles away from everybody. So
and when there's a drama happens in politics, Australia just tend to disappear in the dark. We just go away and never get involved.
As a human living in the world, that's what I want. I want my country to just, you know, not give a shit. Let's not make a big deal. Let's just everybody be happy. Can I go to the store and buy eggs? I'm happy, dude. I don't give a fuck after that.
Guys. Okay, Wedge clipped his nails.
Did they bleed everywhere like they did when we went and got our nails done, Wedge?
Oh my god.
Did they bleed? Did they bleed?
I will never get over that. We went to Belfast. We meet Wedge. We go get manicures. We're not acrylic. We get gel nails put on. They last like a couple weeks, right? And they cut off your cuticles, which is the skin around the nail. And it's all fine.
We're all chatting shit. We're all like having a good time.
And we go from the cuticle cutting desk to the nail painting desk, and I'm just sat next to Wedge, and suddenly blood is dripping from all 10 fingers.
No. You and me are talking to each other, and Wedge is like sitting there talking to us and looking at us and not looking at his nails. He's just like talking, and then all of a sudden I hear Wedge or the lady he's doing it say, "Uh-oh." What? And then I look over and he's pouring blood out of all tips of his fingers.
Yep.
For some reason.
I heard that you're not supposed to remove cuticles.
Maybe. Well, we went to a pretty shitty place, I think.
Okay.
So.
It was it
was pretty shit.
I have a picture, like we all like stuck a hand in and took a picture of our nails after the fact, and I had like my pink nails, they both got black nails, and it's just like normal hand, and then Wedge's white pure hand, like bright red fingertips. He's just his body was like what? His body's just like reacted.
It rejected. That's what happened. And sorry to make fun of you, Wedge.
Wedge, it was all your fingers, I swear. He's saying it was one of his fingers. No, it was all of them, I swear.
That's a lie.
I'm gonna gaslight you. No, you cannot convince me it was one.